Hey there, welcome in. Today I'll be talking about the first TKL keyboard or 10 keyless keyboard that I've ever owned, and that's the B930 by Bloody Gaming, as they are the sponsor of this video. They did send me this sample product. Otherwise this video would not be possible without them, so thank you so much, I appreciate it. In this review, I'm not going to go over every single spec about the keyboard, as a few weeks ago I did a review on the B975. So if you guys have not checked that video out, there's a card up here. You can click on that, it'll queue up a tab in your browser, or you can wait until the end of this video. I'll provide a link to that video at the end as well, because these keyboards have a lot of overlapping features, as they do come in the same series, the 900 series, and I'll talk about the details in greater depth. But in this video, I'll be focusing more on the pros and cons and who I think as a user would most benefit from buying this keyboard. And hey, if this is your first time here, my name is Harji, and if you enjoy videos on PC tech and gaming, consider subscribing to the channel for more content like this. First off, I want to say that the box design is really nice. It's also thick too. Not sure why it needs to be so big. Honestly, it feels like a giant red shoebox, but I'm not against it at all. I like the way it looks, and it feels like you're carrying a solid product inside. Now, the B930 is part of Bloody Gaming's 900 series of optical mechanical keyboards. They have a lot of overlapping features, such as the Light Strike or LK optical switches, aluminum frame, gamer font aesthetics, waterproof nano coating layer in the PCB, and 100% anti-ghosting, etc. I'll leave the specs on the screen here for a sec, so feel free to pause the video and read it if you like. Now, again, if you haven't seen my video on the B975, please check it out after this video, as I do explain the LK switches and other similar features that it shares with this keyboard in greater detail. This keyboard comes in either brown linear switches or the orange tactile clicky switches. Bloody Gaming sent me the orange tactile switches, so let me give you guys a quick sound test here. So with the similarities aside, let me talk about the unique features of this keyboard. The B930 is a 10 keyless keyboard, and it does not come with wrist support like the full-size 975 or 945. On the surface, it's got an aluminum build with visible screws you can see on the four corners of the keyboard. The font is consistent with Bloody Gaming's aesthetic style for targeting the extreme gaming enthusiasts who like this type of look. And there's also the LED lights that show through on the sides here, which tells you the name of their optical switches, the Light Strike gaming keyboard. Now, there's nothing too exciting on the bottom side, keeping it simple, rubber anti-slip, and foldable feet for the elevated typing and gaming experience. There's also these drainage holes to let water or fluid out if you accidentally spill on your keyboard. Alright, so let's talk about the pros first. I think this keyboard is the best keyboard in terms of the performance standpoint, and here's why. If you're the type of person who plays like FPS or MOBA games, or any games that doesn't require a lot of macros or hotkey binding, I would really consider this keyboard because of its small form factor, the compact size without the numpad, and the fact that it's operating off of optical switches at 0.2 milliseconds. You get the fastest time, you get the smallest compact form factor on your desk, which saves a lot of space, providing you with less restrictions in terms of like swinging your mouse around for your fast reaction times in game and your movements. I would highly recommend the B930. I think this is where it really shines for people who are into looking for just strict maximum performance, regardless of aesthetics and software, which I'll talk about in a minute. But yeah, if you are someone who plays a lot of MMOs or a game that requires a lot of hotkey bindings and macros, then I would consider a different keyboard, which is the B945, and I'll talk about that keyboard in an upcoming video. Now for the cons, first off, the software is something that Bloody Gaming needs tremendous work on, as it is quite difficult to navigate through if you decide to use it. But majority of the functions on their keyboards in terms of customization, you do have several options already available by using the function key combos, such as the media controls are bound to the F keys on top, toggle through different RGB effect presets with F12, or toggle solid colors with left and right arrow keys. You can also change the brightness of the LEDs with the up and down arrow keys as well. Okay, so here is the most awkward downside feature of this keyboard. Whenever I pick the keyboard up and roll it or tilt it from side to side, it tends to make this weird sound. Check it out. So here's my theory. I think it's actually from the keycaps being wobbly and loose, as it doesn't quite fit as snug on the stems of the LK switches. But on that note, specifically, I feel like it's just the orange tactile switches, because I did not get this experience from the B975 brown switches. I'm like 99.99% sure this is the reason. So not that anyone really picks up their keyboards and rolls it around on a regular basis, but just know that if you buy the orange tactile switches, know that you're going to get this experience until Bloody Gaming fixes it. If it does annoy you, then maybe consider getting the brown linear switches. But I also want to note that the fact that it's making the sound and the fact that it's kind of wobbly on the keyboard, it doesn't affect the way you perform in game or typing experience. At least I didn't experience that. Like, I tried this out in CSGO and League of Legends and StarCraft and a couple other games on Steam. I didn't seem to have any issues with it like affecting or hindering my performance. So the performance is definitely still there. It's just like the noise, if it bothers you, if you carry your keyboard from place to place, it will make that sound. Alright, so that's it for this video. Let me know what your thoughts are in my review on the B930 gaming keyboard by Bloody Gaming in the comments below. Thumbs up for the video if you enjoyed it. Consider subscribing to my channel, as it would really help. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.